Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. Today I'm going to be talking about my March TBR, but before I get into the books that I'm showing off today, I just wanted to let you guys know that this isn't actually my entire TBR. I think I had like over 20 books, possibly, maybe not that much, but I put a lot of books on my TBR because I think a lot of them were repeats and books that I didn't get to the past couple months that I really wanted to read. So this, if you can see that, this side over here is like my entire possible list of books to read in in March, but I don't think I'm gonna get to all of them. So I decided to pick out the physical ones that I'm most likely to get to. I think I have about 13 or 14 books that I have here that I'm going to be talking about today. So let's just jump in it with the book club books that I'm going to be reading for the month. Starting with the book club that I help host, which is the Wicked Spirits Book Club. For March, we're going to be reading Night Chaser by Amanda Boucher. If you guys haven't already heard me talk about the Wicked Spirits Book Club, I will link all the information down in the description box, but it is a book club that is focused around urban fantasy and paranormal romance. And each month, each of the hosts, myself, Lauren from the Novel Lush, who started this book club, and also Amanda from the Naughty Librarian, we each pick a book and you guys get to vote on what we're going to be reading for the month. So this is the book that everyone chose. So this is what we'll be reading for March. And if you guys are interested, the ebook version is available on Hoopla. The next book club that I'm going to be participating in is the Dragons and Tea Book Club, which is hosted by Melanie and Amy. For that one, I'm going to be reading Last Call at the Nightshade Lounge by Paul Kruger. This is a new adult urban fantasy book as well. And for the third book club, which is called the Attack on Manga Book Club, I have Full Metal Alchemist, the 3-in-1 edition, Volume 1 by Hiromu Arakawa. So for this book club, only Volume 1 is the pick for the month. So, you know, I will definitely be reading that, but I'm not gonna just let this sit around. So throughout the month, at some point, I will read the other 2 volumes in here, but right now, Volume 1 is on the top priority. Moving on, I am going to get into some of the Outcrate books that I wanted to pick up. So I think I have a few Outcrate books, or books that I got from Outcrate boxes, on my TBR this month, but one is a buddy read and the others I'm picking up because they were recent picks. So the first one that I have on my TBR is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. This is a book that we received in the January Outcrate box, so I'm trying to get back on top of reading the books within a month of receiving them. However, I did not get to this book in February. I was trying to read a whole bunch, and I was really trying to focus on the Black authors or Black main characters, and I believe this one might possibly have a character that fits that description in this book, but I just never got around to it because it was one of the longer books on my TBR. So I'm hoping to make time for it this month. Next, I have the books that came in the February Outcrate box. The first one is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Popretro. This one is another long one. It's another one that I have broken down by the month. I don't think I will be able to start these 2 this first week of the month because I should have technically already started these because they start from like the 1st through the 7th. So I don't think I'm going to be able to finish these or start these this week because I have some other books that I'm really wanting to start this week, which I think I will go over at the end of this video just so you guys can see. This is going to be a month of me trying to read multiple books at a time, so hopefully that works for me. It usually doesn't, but I'm gonna definitely try. And the other book that came in my February Outcrate box, really wanted to get to, figured it would be a really quick and easy read, is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. Because it is middle grade March, I figured it would be an easy one to pick up, especially considering some of these other books I have on my TBR. And when I was going to try to pick some middle grade books to read, I was just like, I really don't have time to read all of that because I want to read some other things. So trying to knock out some of the newer books on my TBR, even though I really need to get to some of the older ones as well, but I have it. It's going to be quick. Just get out the way. And the only other middle grade novel that I have on my TBR for March is Dragon Pearl by Yoon-Ha Lee. This is, as you can see, one of the books from the Rick Riordan Presents imprint of Disney Hyperion, and I'm pretty sure that this one is based on Korean mythology. I'm pretty sure that I heard Melanie from Mel to the Annie talking about this because she had an arc. I can't remember if she read it, but I feel like she did. So that's one of the reasons why I ended up pre-ordering this, and I really want to read this. I probably should have started with this, but I do have a couple books that I am currently reading from February. The first one is The Bells by Danielle Clayton, and the other audiobook that I picked up was The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. The next book that I have on my TBR is Interment by Samir Ahmed. I was supposed to read this last month because it is coming out later in this month. I think it's coming out on March 19th, I believe, and I got this copy to be able to post a review for it. So this is another one that I would really like to start this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because of a bunch of other things I'm like trying to read and kind of catch up on, since the first started on the weekend and I wasn't reading. I wasn't in the mood to read anything, so I'm playing catch up pretty much right now. So I may or may not get to this week. If not, it's definitely going to be on next week's TBR, and it's going to be like high priority so I can still read it and get the review up before the book comes out. The next book that I have is Revelations by Melissa De La Cruz. This is book 3 in the Blue Blood series. Obviously my wrap up is not up yet, but sneak peek into that. I ended up reading the first 2 books of the series through audio on Scribd. I decided to sign up for Scribd again because the audiobooks for the series is on there, and I wanted to read them. I didn't feel like physically picking them up, so I did that. I'm still not sure if I'm going to pick this up physically or not. The next book that I have to show you guys is a buddy read for this month, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. And this one is going to be a buddy read with Marie from Instagram. Her Instagram is Mixed Match Socks. Yeah, I had to write that down. I'll put that up on the screen. We're going to be reading this one the last week of March. That's good because I don't have to worry about trying to rush this in right now with all the other books that I'm going to be trying to rush in these first couple weeks. And finally, this big hunker of a book is another sort of buddy read that I'm going to be doing throughout March as well, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Lauren from the Novelush, she decided that she was gonna host a buddy read for this book. I believe she told me that we're gonna be reading a section every week, like every 7 days. And the book is split up into 6 different sections. All of the books that I just showed off are my official TBR, but like I showed you at the beginning of the video, I do have like a list of books that I have that I'm choosing from, so I do have way more on that. But now that I have gone through my TBR, since it's still the beginning of the week for me, I'm gonna go over the books that I'm really gonna be trying to read this week, just in case you guys are curious. If not, if you don't want to hear about this, then thank you for watching, and I will see you on Friday in my book haul. But if you are curious with what I'm going to be reading this week, since I really don't do currently reading videos, I have 3 books that are like my main priority for the week. Technically 4, but 3 that I'm really going to be focusing in on. So the first one that I have that I said I was already in the middle of is The Bells by Danielle Clayton, and I am currently 218 pages in this. The next book that I have that I am currently in the middle of is Full Metal Alchemist. I'm not too far into it. The first volume stops on page 189. And usually when I have about a 200-page manga, when I'm reading like Food Wars, it takes me about an hour and a half. But I don't think it's going to take that long for me to read this. And then the third book that I have is Last Call at the Nightshade Lounge by Paul Kruger. Like I mentioned before, this one is for the Dragons and Tea book club, and they always break down their books to be able to read them over 5 days. Also, I don't think I'm going to get started on this today, just because of the other things that I really want to get to, and I have some other things that I need to do after I finish filming this. But I would like to get started on reading this. I don't plan on taking this to work unless this is the only book that I take to work. I'm going to be trying to do reading updates on Instagram, so you guys can go follow my Instagram, which is always linked down below with a bunch of other links that if you want to check those out. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video when I mentioned the other book, but for the Wicked Spirits book club, we are having our live show for this month on the 10th. This month's live show will be taking place on Amanda from the Naughty Librarians channel. I'll make sure to leave the link to her channel so you guys can definitely go see, you know, go check that out and make sure you know where you're going to be going for the live show. And we will be discussing Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. That's all I have for you guys today. It was a bit much, but I have a lot of books on my TBR. Let me know what you guys are planning on reading in March. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys Friday for my February book haul. Bye.